Hello, viewers. Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot, wherever you are in the world today. When you're watching this, I hope that you're staying safe and well. And thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I did want to take a look at the direction that social media is heading in, but I'm going to just put that back to do Trump and the US and the world in August. Of course, because that seems to be more pressing, particularly in light of Trump's statement that he has questioned, put out the question that the election could be delayed. Of course, that is just inciting, baseless fear amongst people. The bottom line is that if there is no clear president by your inauguration day, Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, becomes the president. And that's really all you got to know. But of course, he's trying to deflect from the bad economic news and of course, the state of the pandemic in the US, which has claimed, I think, 150,000 lives. All right, I do have Mary Trump's book for those that said please read it. I have it in my possession. I will start reading it when I get the time. But as you can see, I do a lot of sitting in Trump's energy, so I'm not rushing this weekend to read Mary Trump's book. But I will get to it because I think it's going to bring forward a very good psychological perspective on this very, very dangerous president who has withdrawn troops, as we know, or is proposing, or they will be withdrawn from Germany, which commentators are saying plays into Putin's hand when those troops are withdrawn from Germany. They're not being brought home, they're just going to be deployed to other places, so not really sure what all of that is about. All right, good to see some Republicans pushing back on this president. He is just so, woefully trailing in the polls. It's difficult to know at this stage, whether or not he's even connected with some of those Republicans that are pushing back. I suspect not. All right, because they're all worried about keeping their Senate seats. Every time he says something, they think, oh, another nail for me, for my re-election prospects. So you haven't got the two working together all the time. I wonder if, this is a little bit of karmic justice for those senators that did not impeach his president when they should have. All right, let's get started. August. We've got a few things coming up in August. The least, of course, is none the least, of course, is our full moon in Aquarius. That reading is just it is for all signs, it is for all of us. It is bringing forward the conditions that we might find ourselves in around that full moon. So if you haven't checked that reading out, please do. It is, the bottom line, of course, is, expect the unexpected. And I do feel that when we're talking about the US, it will come, as it always does, from this president, Sideshow Don, as we like to call him. All right, Trump in August. Let's tune in clairvoyantly and see what's going on. So I'm seeing this gilded fountain, water fountain, and I do feel it's around his own resorts. I'm not sure whether there's something at Mar-a-Lago, but I feel there could be more information, and I've said this in the last, I think, a previous reading. We could get a closer look at some of the ways in which he's profited from this presidency in August, and it could be around his resorts. I know we've got some information, but I feel there's more information coming about that. Could even be his fundraising, something around his fundraising. All right, let's park that for the moment. August for Donald Trump. What's happening in August? I'm being drawn to the Cy Vance case. Both sides are presenting arguments, I think, around the August the 14th in that Manhattan DA Trump's financial case. All right. let's see, 4 weeks, please. I'll be drawing these cards for each of the weeks for Trump in the US and globally also for the month of August. Okay. So we've got the Nine of Wands in this first week, which is telling me that Trump is feeling a bit battle weary. You know, he may be presenting this confident front, but I do feel that he's unable. All right, let's keep going, and I'll get into the reading when we pull all the cards. So I've got the week beginning the 2nd of August or 3rd of August, this coming Monday. So that's next week. Then I've got the 9th. That's interesting. Then I've got the 16th. Then I have the 23rd, week beginning the 23rd. And then we'll do the week beginning the 30th as we move into September. Whoa, okay. Ooh, all right. I know you're going, show us the cards. All right, let's have a look. Let's bring the laptop down and have a look. All right, interesting spread here. I'm just going to straight away do the base of the pack is the 8 of Swords, restriction, anxiety, feeling like he's imprisoned. So be careful not to take on his personas, his if you're empathetic at all and you're following politics and you're feeling a little bit like this, you can probably draw a direct line to the Trump news that you're consuming. So after this video, maybe step away a bit because this is around anxiety. And it's an expansive thing. It's not something that goes away. It's around justice. What is Trump worried about? He's worried about always, all the time. He's worried about what happens when he's no longer the president. And he's also worried about being restricted. This is somebody that has never had a restriction put on him. He's been free to say the most outlandish, outrageous words and behaviours most of his life. But this is what he fears. He fears restriction. What will restrict Donald Trump at the end of the day? Apart from when he passes on from this life and he goes through his life review, it will be loss of the presidency. When he's no longer the president, he's done so much damage that he will have to pay in some way for that because there's a justice element to that 8 of Swords. All right, so let's bring the laptop back down and let's get started. So this week beginning the 3rd, it looks like the 3rd of August. Now remember there's a full moon here. This carries a Sagittarius energy, and this is what I started to talk about, not him feeling, again with this restriction card, like he can't really get a foothold in his campaigning. What is really driving this man berserk is that he can't get out and campaign and get his jollies. We just have that saying, get his jollies from the apparent adulation of the red hat wearing audience. He's feeling health-wise, I keep getting sent links to videos that show him struggling physically. So I think all of these things around the first week are weighing on Sideshow Don's mind. You know, he just can't figure out how he can get ahead. He's trying everything. Now, by the second week, we've got, you could hear with this Knight of Cups, you could hear something on is it your stimulus package? He's decided that if he can't get ahead through, inciting gaslighting, inciting division and hate and bigotry, he's going to try something else. So we've got the Knight of Cups. Now, this is where his advisors have been pushing him to do this, to leave these tactics that are second nature to him, leave them behind and do this trying to smooth over things. He'll be trying to smooth things over with the voters, but he'll also be trying to, I feel, trying to connect with those Republicans in the Senate, because there is a widening breach there that he needs to check. So this is what they're advising him to do. Do something that is supportive of the electorate. That's your only way to go. He's holding the briefings on coronavirus is not helping him at all. What's he going to do? Is going to give away something. So I feel that you could hear something around your stimulus package in that second week of August, which of course will be an electioneering thing for Donald Trump. By the time we get to the 16th, we have the Hierophant, which is interesting. And this is a Taurian energy. The Hierophant, it can represent the courts. I feel in that third week beginning the 17th, we're going to hear something through the courts or through the Congress that is pretty major in relation to Trump. Now, what I can think of is, now we had the 14th is the date, I think, for the judge in New York, which has said to the Manhattan DA, this is around Trump's financials, and Trump's lawyer, Jay Sekulow, present your arguments on that subpoena. Remember, the Supreme Court has given the go-ahead to get those financials, and the argy-bargy is around defining that subpoena, the terms of that subpoena. We're going to hear arguments there. I think that judge is going to make a deliberation. So it could be that, but there could be other things as well that may be coming up that we're not aware of, grand jury matters that we're not aware of. There's something to do with the courts in that week beginning the 17th of August. The interesting aspect of this card is have faith. And I do feel that this is something that we've got to do now. There's that need for persistence, perseverance, and engagement still in order to get rid of this president and do the world a favour and make the world a safer place and get rid of him once and for all. So we all need to persist. Okay, so in that week beginning the 24th, we've got the King of Wands. I'm getting a real draw to Congress. Now, I know there's a number of investigations there, but the King of Wands to me can either be lawyers, can be in some cases courts, but I do feel in that third week beginning the 24th, we've got something coming out of Congress, an action that Congress might take. Of course, you know, we have the stimulus package needing to get passage through your Congress, but we also have a number of inquiries. We do have the intelligence, volume 5 of the intelligence report, which is due to come out in August. So we've got all of these things bubbling away. By the week beginning the 24th, and I do need to pull another card for week beginning the 31st. By the time we get to that, we've got some clandestine, underhanded things that are likely to come forward. Let me just check my astrology book and see what's happening, because that can be something that he's trying to hide, that he's trying to get through without people noticing. So week beginning the 24th, the Moon card, it's all about shadow side. It's all about trying to keep things hidden. It's all about those buried secrets that we associate with Trump so much. So when I look at August the 24th, week beginning the 24th, we do have the moon moving from Scorpio through to Sagittarius. We also have Mars on the 24th. We have Mars squaring Saturn, which is an interesting, well, not an interesting, it's a difficult aspect. And the 25th, that continues, that square continues all through that week. Now, Mars is the planet, it wants to move forward, and it wants to move forward aggressively. Saturn, of course, is the taskmaster. So you could have a square is a squaring off, obviously. So he may want to do something in the 24th, week beginning the 24th, and he's going and there will be an outcry trying to stop what he's doing. Is this the troops? I don't know. We'll draw some clarifiers. The fifth card, week beginning the 31st and moving into September, we have the Four of Cups. So it could be what he's trying to do in week beginning the 24th is not successful. So we'll watch for that. All right, let's draw some clarifiers now and drill down a bit on this question of Trump, the US, and indeed the world in August, because what America does clearly, we've given America a lot of power over the last 50 odd years or so, since World War II. And of course, whatever happens in the US affects all of us, which is why I originally started reading on Trump. I will have to say I will be glad to finish when he's gone, finish reading on him and move on to other things. All right, more life affirming subjects. All right, let's have a look at the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands. The first week in August, yeah, he just can't seem to get cut through. His advisors are telling him, you've got to start moving into this energy more to get traction in the electorate. That's obviously not going to work for him. But let's have a look. Show me this Nine of Wands, this Sagittarian energy. But of course it's the moon, so there's a shadow area here, something that he needs to learn, something that his enablers need to learn. They are being dealt, whether we like, whether we can see it, whether we believe it or not, they're being dealt lessons at this time. All right, so the Nine of Wands. What did he say? Why do people like Dr. Fauci and they don't like me? All right, so the Nine of Wands. Let's have a look. What is this doing here, Spirit? The Nine of Wands. Show me this Nine of Wands. This Nine of Wands. His inspiration is flagging, and it is in relation to the polls and Joe Biden's large margin. Don't be fooled. He is very, very worried about that. That it's not just showing Biden winning in the polls. It is the margin by which Biden is predicted at this time to win by, and that is the critical factor. It is nothing like 2016, where in the swing states, and I think I've mentioned this before, Trump was trailing Clinton by a few points. This is a big margin, and this is what they're worried about. The Six of Cups, going back to the past. Now, what does Trump do when he starts to feel like he's losing? He starts to think of better times. He starts to look back into his past and remember the time when he thought people liked him, and hence that comment, why don't people like me? The Knight of Pentacles, that's a slow-moving energy. It's also, I'm getting a draw to those mercenaries. I'd like to do a separate reading on that. He thought that they would bring him a victory, but what happened when you had the mums, the wall of mums, the wall of vets, the wall of dads, everyday people turning up, linking arms in unity, it didn't bring him what he thought it would. Nevertheless, that first week he's still going to push it. Now, because it is also part of this overall energy of shifting attention away from what's going on, bringing forward this delusion and confusion that has been really rife. It's been the baseline of his presidency from the beginning, but it is not working. Hence, we get this overarching energy of defeat. This is somebody who is wounded in battle, that hasn't been successful, then it's more fitting into this sort of energy. So he's not making electoral gains or political gains in the first week of August. Now we get to the second week. This is where I feel you might get some information on your stimulus package. I think in the last reading I did, I predicted anywhere between 1 and 3 weeks. Let's take a look. This week beginning, let's go back to the calendar. Week beginning the 10th of August. Show me what this Knight of Cups is about. Spirit, please. What is this Knight of Cups? Let's have a look. Knight of Cups. Yeah, he wants some good news. He wants to generate, or his advisors have said, generate some good news that Biden can't really take away from. So I do feel there will be something around the stimulus package in that second week. So show me this Knight of Cups. This Knight of Cups. Show me, what is this Knight of Cups doing here? Yeah, Page of Cups. So he may come out with something that may surprise everybody. But we've also got the Hierophant moving in here. So there's another aspect that's coming through here. There could be, again, linking in with this Hierophant here in the third week. Let's keep going. The Hanged Man. All right, so something could also occur which stops him in some way. Let's keep going. And we've got the King of Pentacles. Again, I thought there might have been... okay. So, yes, you might get news on your stimulus with this King of Pentacles, which, of course, is my card for Trump, and the Knight of Cups. This could be like he's giving something. But there's another aspect here as well. I talked about something coming forward around, we get a clearer picture of how he's been profiting from the presidency. There is something else coming. I do feel when I saw that water fountain, I do feel that's something quite substantial in that second week about how he's been profiting from from the presidency. It will cause people again to have a second look, another look. So on the one hand, he might get a gain through whatever he's doing to push the stimulus through. In another, he's getting stopped as well. Now, it could be the FBI building. It could be that it gets removed from the package, which would explain these two cards. Okay, let's move on to that third week, which is the Hierophant. This is interesting. This is the third week. There's something going to happen with the courts that's quite instrumental. Somebody is going to draw a line in the sand because I've got a Taurian energy with this president in some way. So let's have a look at that third week. The Hierophant card. Can we clarify, please, Spirit? What is this? What is this Hierophant card? I'm getting the symbol of an anchor. Someone's going to drop that in and stop the drift, I guess, the drift. So I do feel this is to do with the courts. So show me this Hierophant card. What is this Hierophant card doing here, please? The Hierophant card. Ooh. We've got the Death card. Something is coming to an end in some way. I better bring the laptop down for this one. Okay, so we've got the Hierophant and we've got the Death card. Something is going to come to an abrupt halt, a stop, an ending. He's defending himself, the Seven of Wands. This is a court case. We've got the King of Cups. Someone's going to rule benignly, or we're going to hear of a ruling that is not going to be good for Trump. Not going to be good at all. Is it his financials? Well, of course, he will then try and push that back up to the Supreme Court, but we have legal scholars saying it's the flimsiest of walls that he can actually put up, which means the Supreme Court could just hand it back to the lower courts. Whatever's going to happen around that court decision is going to be quicker than we thought, and it's going to be a loss for him with this Death card. What's on the bottom? Yeah, it's not going to be easy for him. One more. Yeah, it's a loss. Absolutely a loss for him. Absolutely a loss. The Three of Swords. A loss. All right. That's interesting. Let's watch for that. Let's move to the week beginning. I'll go back to my calendar. Week beginning. So we had the 3rd, we had the 10th, we had the 17th, the week beginning the 24th. Oh, sorry, and this is the week beginning the 31st. My mistake. All right. As we move into September, we've got the Moon card. Be interesting to clarify that. But first to the King of Wands. What's happening here? To me, this is Congress. What's going on here in the week beginning the 24th? Week beginning the 24th. This is stepping outside of Trump's. Trump's not going to get what he wants in some way. It could be, as I said, an inquiry. We get. It could be the volume 5. It could even come earlier here. This could even come earlier. This could also be the Hierophant, could be that volume 5. As I understand it, about 1,000 pages has been redacted. We could get some pushback even with those redactions. I do feel it's a little bit of a fight here that Congress moves into, week beginning the 24th. Show me this King of Wands, please. Show me this King of Wands. Oh, okay, so we've got the shadow side here. Oh, goodness gracious me. And karma. So we've got the devil and we've got karma. And we've got the Knight of Swords, a harsh truth coming out. And we've got the King of Wands. Whoa. Okay. Let's just gather ourselves here. These are quite dramatic readings. Something occurs week beginning the 17th. Which is major. By the time we get into week beginning the 24th, now remember that Death card was there, the Three of Swords was there. By the time we get into that 4th week, the 24th, look what we've got. Congress, even the courts, number of possibilities. The bottom line is not winning because look at these cards. We do have clarifying the lawmakers or the courts or both. We've got the shadow side, the devil. We've got karma, judgment, something coming to an end, being held under very, very unavoidable, inevitable judgment. And we've got the Knight of Swords, the truth coming out. So watch for that week beginning the 24th. Now we get to the 31st, week beginning the 31st. Secrets. Are they emerging? Or is he trying to keep them buried still? Let's have a look. It's a loss for Trump. That with the Death card and the Three of Swords clarifying the Hierophant in that middle week, it's a loss. So let's have a look at this Moon card. What is this as we move into September? The secrets, is he trying to keep them hidden, or is he trying, or are they emerging? Which is it? The Moon card. The Moon card. This will be a time when it will be an unsettled time. At the that week beginning the 31st of August, moving into the beginning of September. What is this? Yeah, high emotions over something. Let's see the Moon card, please. Show me the Moon card. I always thought August. Oh, okay. So we've got a celebration here. The voters are the 10 of Cups. People are pleased about whatever is occurring. But this could also be election. Well, let's keep going. The 8 of Cups, we've got loss here. It's not a win for Trump. And the Hermit, review, introspection. Yeah, the 5 of Pentacles. It is a loss for him, and it is around his money. Got his shadow foreign policy. And we've got which is the trade, the commerce, the his relationships, pre-existing and existing with overseas countries. You know who I'm talking about. We've got that in the frame. We're not going to see his the Ace of Pentacles. We're not going to see his financials by the end of August, but we're going to learn a lot about his relationships across the world. Okay, so it's going to be, as I said, I always felt intuitively this was going to be a huge, huge month, and that we would find something out that we didn't know before to do with his foreign dealings in the past. Now, that can come forward in a number of ways, but it's a loss. What we need to know is that it is a loss for Trump in a major either court or congressional matter in August, which is a revelation for us. All right, look, use your own intuition. What do you think this is going to be? We'll have to wait and see. But thank you for viewers that come back after the month and say, you said this would happen in the second week. You said this would. Okay, so thank you for that feedback on my the month, Trump as we move into the month, and the US as we move into the month, because it has been a long, hard haul. And we're nearly there. We're nearly at the end. We're nearly at the end of it. So, all right. Thank you again. I'll be back again with another reading soon. Thank you.